minimum $7,000 to $10,000 coin. That is amazing.
What's up, guys? I am here in New York City on my way to do one of the biggest coin deals I have ever done in my entire career. Now, a couple years ago, a friend of mine said that his family inherited a big coin collection, a huge coin collection. Now, I've heard that before, right? And it's never huge. Well, in this case, it absolutely was. Massive. I am talking about $35,000 just in junk silver, another $20,000 just in, sort of like $10 to $200 numismatic coins. But the piece de resistance was a full set of beautiful Morgan silver dollars. That was the part they weren't ready to sell. So I helped them sell all that other stuff, and now they are ready to sell the Morgans, and I am going now to look at them for the first time, appraise them, get them graded, and see what we get. I'm talking these could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's look at the coins. NGC is the sponsor of the Silver Picker YouTube channel, and Whatnot is the sponsor of today's video. Thank you both for your support. All right, so these are the albums full of the coins, and I did take a peek at these a couple years ago when I first got involved with this family and selling their coins, but I haven't seen it since. And the folks who are selling these do not want to be on camera, but if these are as good as I remember them, these do not have the potential to just be worth a few $1,000s or even $10,000. Some of these coins individually have the potential to be worth six figures. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is a full set of Morgan silver dollars across these two albums. And if they are mint state, this is a crazy, crazy collection. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through literally every single coin, and we're going to get them ready to be submitted to grading. I'm going to be grading these with NGC, of course, one of the proud sponsors of my channel. We're going to prep these all for submission, and then I'll show you some of the best ones that we have and what they could potentially be worth if they hit certain grades. It's in the 1878 8 tail feathers spot, but one thing when you're buying a collection, you always need to double check that the coins are in the right slots. So in this case, we're not going to grade this one because this coin is very clearly cleaned. But hey, even if 90% of these are clean, but we've got some of the good ones in top grades, we're all set. Look at that toning, 1878 Carson City, baby. That is a nice coin. That is definitely going to be graded. Holy moly. 1879p, I think this was probably cleaned, and it's not a super high-end coin, so we won't be sending this one in to be graded. So this one is the 1879 Carson City, and this is one of the key dates of the series. And even though this is probably the worst condition coin in the whole collection, even in this grade, if it hits, even very fine, it's probably still about a $700 coin. So definitely worth grading, and just having that genuine label on it will make it much easier to sell. So this is a good example of a coin that's in excellent condition, has beautiful toning. You can see that cartwheel effect, not cleaned, right? This is a great coin. It's the 1879S. But if it's mint state, we're only looking at an $80 coin, right? It has to get all the way up to mint state 65 for it to be like a $300 coin. And unless it gets deep mirror proof life, which it won't, this is not a coin that is worth setting in for grading. So this is an example of a coin that, even though it's clean, this is definitely clean, it's an 1880 Carson City. I'd rather it get graded, quote unquote, as cleaned, genuine, and have it in the genuine holder than sell it raw, because we'll still get more for it if it's graded genuine. This 1880S is a maybe. I might submit it for grading, still haven't decided yet. Probably won't, even though it's a beautiful coin. This is a beautiful 1881 Carson City. This could get a very high grade, and if it does, we're talking about a $500 coin in mint state 60. But if this were to get a mint state 65, we're looking at a $1,500 coin, and if it were to get a mint state 68, which it won't, it would be a $32,000 coin. Wild. This 1882p is an absolutely gorgeous coin, and look, it has to hit MS65 for it to be like a $500 coin. Otherwise, we're looking at like, $50 to $150, but I'm willing to take the gamble on this. Comment below and let me know what you would do. I know that I said I'm gonna grade every Carson City, but some of them it's really not worth it. So this one I'm gonna sell raw. It's an 1882 Carson City. It's been cleaned. It's definitely not in great shape. And it's probably worth about $150 to $200 as is. And the grading fee really would detract from that, and it wouldn't add very much. It's a genuine coin, so it is what it is. This is the 1882 O, and it's a nice coin, but even if we get it in a mint state grade, it's really just not worth the grading fees. Same thing for this 1882 S, and that's something that's important when you're grading coins, is making sure you know that even if you hit the high grades, you know, you have to make sure that it's worth the grading fee, right? If we hit the super high grades, like we're talking about MS 68, 69, 70, which we know that we already won't, then obviously it's worth it. But if it doesn't look like it could hit more than MS 64, it's probably not worth sending in to be graded. This is the 1883 Carson City. It's in really nice shape. I mean, this is not one of the rarer Carson Cities, but it's still really nice, and we could end up making some really, really nice money on this coin if it hits the right grades. This is the 1884 Carson City. Now, it's not in the best shape. I think it might be cleaned, but it's hard for me to tell. And, you know, if we get a mint state grade, we're looking at like a $300 or $400 coin, as opposed to like a $150 coin raw. So I think I'm gonna take a gamble on this and send it in for grading. What do you guys think? Would you do the same? This is a gorgeous 1885 Carson City. That is a nice coin. Look at those cartwheels. This could easily hit mint state. The only thing I'm worried about is that little scratch right there. That could ruin the whole thing. If it comes back scratched, it's probably like a $700 coin, I'm thinking. But if we can hit MS65, we're talking about like a $1,500 coin. And if by some miracle we hit MS68, we're talking about, you know, six figures. So we've got the 1886, the 1886 O, and the 1886 S. Now the first two are common dates and they're both clean, so those won't go to auction, but this is a beautiful coin. And if this hits MS60, this 1886 S, we're talking about a $375 coin. If it hits MS65, we're talking about a $1,900 coin. And MS67, we're talking about a $42,000 coin. So this 1887P is definitely cleaned, common date, not gonna grade. But this 1887O is a slightly better date, and it is really, really nice. It looks like it could be one of those coins that was cleaned like 100 years ago, but it looks pretty good to me. This 1887S is a better date coin, but it's cleaned and it's not very nice looking eye appeal wise, so not gonna send it in for grading.
But this is the 1889 Carson City, which is absolutely one of the key dates of the series, if not the key date of the series. It's a beautiful coin. Unfortunately, this is almost definitely cleaned, but even cleaned, we're talking about a $2,500 or $3,000 coin. If by some chance, I'm gonna submit this for grading because I still want it to come back genuine. If by some chance it ends up getting a not cleaned grade, I mean, we're looking at like 10 grand. So this is a really nice 1890, but it's a common date, so we're not gonna get it graded. However, this 1890 Carson City, look at that beautiful cartwheel effect. This is very, very likely not cleaned. You know, there are some, it is really hard to say sometimes, right? It's very hard to say sometimes, but if we get this even in, you know, just an unclean grade, we're looking at 350 bucks. If we hit mint state 60, we're talking about 1,000, and if we hit MS65, we're talking about 5 to 10,000. Which would be really 1891 Carson City is of course a Carson City, but it is in rough shape and it's been cleaned, probably only worth about 110, 120 bucks. So not gonna send this one in for grading. Too bad, man, right? 1892 Carson City is absolutely cleaned, but man, the reverse looks so nice, such a nice eye appeal. I am gonna send this in for grading because still, with some of the higher end Carson Cities, even if it's cleaned, having it in a genuine holder does make the difference. So I am sending it. This 1892 O is pretty nice. We're gonna send this in for grading, even though it's only slightly better date, and it could be cleaned. A lot of these look like they may have been cleaned like 50 years ago. 1892 S, definitely cleaned, but it is one of the key dates. I'm gonna send it in for grading because again, I want it to have that genuine sticker on it. Man, 1893 is a great year. This is clearly cleaned and not in great shape. It's the 1893 Carson City, but even in this condition, we're looking at a $1,000 coin. So we're gonna send it in for grading. Again, when I say grading for these kind of things, I know that it's gonna come back cleaned, but I still want it to show genuine for these particular coins. This key date 1893 O is not in great shape, but we should still be able to get about $400 for it, even if it comes back cleaned. And this is the key date of the series, the 1893 S, and it is in god-awful, atrocious condition. But believe it or not, if this comes back cleaned, This is a $4,000 coin minimum. If it comes back not cleaned, even if it comes back as F or G or even just any grade, minimum $7,000 to $10,000 coin. That is amazing. This is the first 1893S that I have ever been involved in the sale of or grading, etc. I am very, very proud to be able to submit this coin. Again, the same trend continues. Key date that's been cleaned. Also, it has some rim damage. You can see here. It looks like somebody probably tested this with on a freaking scratch stone. But even if it comes back cleaned, we're probably looking at about a $500 coin, uncleaned over $1,000. This 1894O is a better date, but it's in pretty bad condition, probably cleaned. And the 1894S, same thing, slightly better condition, but you can see again, it has this rim problem. I think some of this collection was sourced from somebody that originally took the collection to a pawn shop or something, or a jeweler, and had them test it, which is really unfortunate. I mean, these are beautiful coins. The whole set, the fact that this gentleman, my friend's grandfather, collected a full set of Morgans is pretty impressive overall. He was a pharmacist and just a collector, a real true collector, loved putting the sets together. And it's an honor, honestly, to be able to make sure that his collection gets sold off in a proper manner, as opposed to, just somebody bringing it to a pawn shop and hoping for the best. So these will all end up in real collectors' hands. So this 1895O is one of the key dates, and I'm definitely gonna send this in for grading because I don't know if it was cleaned. It may just be in like VG or VF condition, so worth taking the chance on it. And yet another key date, one of the later key dates, 1895S. This hopefully will not come back cleaned. If it doesn't come back cleaned, we're looking at $1,000. It's another G. And the last two coins, an 1896O and an 1896S, both cleaned. And this is a better date coin. It's like a $200 coin, but not gonna grade either of these. And we will sell these on Whatnot. And if you don't know what Whatnot is an incredible live video auction app in which bidders and sellers come together in real time to buy and sell all sorts of cool collectibles. Obviously, I'm mostly into coins and precious metals, but they've got everything. Basically, if you collect it, they've got it. And if you use my link, whatnot.com/invite/silverpicker to download the app, you get $15 in Whatnot credit added directly to your account, and you can use that to spend on anything, whether at one of my auctions or someone else's. And not even in my auctions, in my Buy It Now, I always have Walking to Liberty $50 for $15. So you are all but guaranteed to get a free silver coin just for using my link. Again, whatnot.com/invite/silverpicker, download the app, get your $15, buy a coin, get a discount, but make sure to use it fast because I think it expires in 30 days, but totally worth it. You don't want to pass up a free silver coin. And in addition to the Morgans, this fellow also has an 1878S trade dollar. Now, this is not in great shape, but it is worth getting graded because this is the one that he wants to keep to remember his father by and to remember his legacy of collecting. And it's a really beautiful coin. It does have some rim issues. This will probably come back damaged, but it'll be a way to keep it from getting damaged further. It'll be a nice way to display it. And I fully support him getting this one graded. Totally worth, the $30-40 grading fee. All right, so here we are, 2 hours later. I finished going through everything. The books are empty, and I did misspeak. I said that we had a full set of Morgans. Now, this collector did have a full set, but I remember a couple years ago, the later albums didn't have anything worth grading, so those we actually sold already. So it was just these that we are, deciding what to grade, what not to grade. And here's how it all shook out. Everything you see here in the 2x2s, these ones, even if there are some that are better dates, the ones with the little labels on them are better dates or key dates, these are still great coins, but they just weren't worth grading because either they were common dates or the ones that were even better date. The grade that they would need to get to justify the grading fee was just impossible and not worth it. So these are the ones that I'm gonna sell on Whatnot to my adoring Whatnot fans and collectors, which is really exciting because I know that they're gonna go to a good home. The people who come to my Whatnot auctions are real collectors. They cherish the coins, and I'm very excited about that because I want them to go to a good home. And these ones in the 2.5x2.5s, these are the ones that are going to be graded. And of course, if you see here, I put together a spreadsheet of all the coins, which ones they're gonna be graded, what their estimated value is, because the family that I'm helping sell this for, I do get a commission. They are being very generous and giving me a commission on this, on helping them sell it, but it's a really family friend, and I'm not buying them outright. I'm not trying to make a fortune off of it, but I want to keep everything on the up and up. That's why I make everything really crystal clear what it is. We've got the coin, whether it was cleaned, yes, no, maybe. Am I sending it to be graded? Yes, no, maybe, and then the estimated value. And everything, including the trade dollar, comes out to almost $20,000, which is still nothing to sneeze at. I am very happy with this. If you guys have questions or comments about this, please put it down in the comments below, because I want to hear your thoughts on the collection. I want to hear your thoughts on which ones I should have graded, which ones I shouldn't have graded, etc. And of course, we will do another video down the line when these ones come back from grading and see, was I right? Any surprises, good, bad, or otherwise. So anyway, if you like videos like this, I make videos about coin collecting and precious metals investing every single week, so you best hit that big old red subscribe button. Throw me a like while you're at it. It helps promote the video, helps promote my mission of teaching people all over the world about coin collecting and my love of the hobby. So I hope you had a good time. I got a lot more awesome stuff coming down the pike, so stay tuned, and until then, silver picker out.
A huge thank you to all of my wonderful patrons. You guys are amazing. If you're not yet a patron and want to become one, the links are below, and I can't wait to meet you in our private Discord server.